Well, there, very good afternoon to all our viewers and welcome to this edition of Lunchtime News. We are coming to you live and direct from the Newsfirst studios. I'm Joel Outscoon. Let's start off with a look at our headlines. Colombo Magistrates Court issues an order absolute against protest and meeting in Colombo which inconvenienced the public. SLTB workers in the Northern Province staged a trade union action. Motorcyclist dies following Pasiala accident. Rex Tillerson sworn in as the 69th U.S. Secretary of State.
So help me God.
Starting off with our lead story this afternoon, the Colombo Additional Magistrate issued an order absolute today restricting members of the California University Medical Faculty Students Union from engaging in protest or staging meetings in several areas in Colombo in a manner which inconveniences the public.
Colombo Additional Magistrate Ranga Dissanayake issued an order absolute a short while ago against the Students' Union of the California University Medical Faculty and 15 other students' unions. The students' unions were due to stage a series of protests this afternoon against the verdict by court on the private medical university in Malabé. The students were due to stage protests in Boralla, Lipton Circus, Golf Face, opposite the Presidential Secretariat, Temple Trees, Fort Railway Station and Maladana Railway Station. The order issued by the Colombo Additional Magistrate prevents the students from engaging in any action which could inconvenience the public. In accordance with the absolute order, the police has been given the authority to arrest any individual who violates the order and present them before courts.
Still in news from courts this afternoon, Gampa High Court Judge Priyantha Fernando ordered today to examine the assassination of former Minister Jayraj Fernando Pulle from the 6th of April. Gampa High Court Judge Priyantha Fernando informed the Judicial Services Commission that he would rescue himself from the case due to personal reasons. Thereby, the Judicial Services Commission appointed Appeals Court Judge Kema Swarnadipati to examine the case. Jayraj Fernando Pulle and 13 others were killed and several others injured in a suicide bomb attack close to the county sports grounds in Valley area on the 6th of April 2008. The Attorney General filed cases against former Assistant Superintendent of Police Lakshman Kure and 2 former LTTE cadres in connection with the assassination.
Former High Court Judge Kema Swarnadipati was reappointed to examine the assassination of Minister Jayraj Fernando Pulle and 13 others. The date to examine the case was set for the 6th of April. The 6th of April marks exactly 9 years since Jayraj Fernando Pulle was assassinated. So we have our utmost faith in the judicial system.
In local news, the railway control room says that train travel along the California route in Avisabal has been hampered. Now, the railway control room says that the train to Colombo scheduled to leave the Avisabal station at 4:55 a.m. this morning had derailed. The railway superintendent said that 2 train services for today have been cancelled due to the derailment and services are expected to be restored by tomorrow. The railway control room said that necessary equipment and vehicles have been dispatched to restore the train services. Meanwhile, a strike action is currently being staged by employees of the Sri Lanka Transport Board in the Northern Province. Now, the employees of the SLTB said the strike action was launched after an altercation between the employees of the SLTB bus travelling from Mullaitivu to Vavuniya and a private bus. SLTB bus operators charge that they are inconvenienced by the location of the newly erected bus depot in Vavuniya, which was declared open last month. Police arrested 3 individuals after the conflict between the 2 groups had escalated. The SLTB employees further said the protest commenced as the law was not being implemented. Meanwhile, students and parents of the Giribau Primary School staged a protest opposite the school premises over the transfer of a school teacher. Now, the teacher who has been transferred is a class teacher of grade 5. Later, the Zonal Education Director informed the parents that the solution matter would be provided. The protesters dispersed thereafter. A 48-year-old from Variapula died in an accident involving a bus and a motorcycle in Pasiala. Now, the private bus plying from Kandy had collided onto a motorcycle. The driver of the bus has been arrested in connection with the accident and is to be produced before the Athanagala Magistrates Court today. Meanwhile, the stretch of road between Gore-Face roundabout and the Old Parliament was closed this morning to make way for the rehearsals of the 69th Independence Day celebrations. Here are some of the visuals from the rehearsals. Meanwhile, speaking to Newsfirst, DIG Priyanth expressed his views on the special traffic plan that will be in place on Independence Day.
Sri Lanka police have taken steps to implement a special traffic plan surrounding Gore-Face on and before the 4th for the 69th Independence Day celebrations. On the Independence Day from 5 in the morning till around 12 midday, Gore Road, Gore-Face roundabout, Old Parliament roundabout and Chaitra Road will be closed. Furthermore, from 7 am till 12 pm, vehicles will not be permitted to enter the Gore Road from Kolpiti Junction and the St. Michael Junction in Kolpiti. Vehicles will also not be allowed to enter Gore Road from the Rotunda roundabout. Also from 7 am till 12 pm, the movement of vehicles towards the Old Parliament from Ceramic Junction along the Lotus Road and from York Street to Lanka Bank Mawata will be blocked. Additionally, vehicles will not be allowed to travel to the CTO junction through the Saino junction in front of the Fort Railway Station. Vehicles will also not be allowed to enter the Ceramic junction from the CTO junction and enter the Gore-Face roundabout from the Uttarananda junction from 7 in the morning till 12 pm. However, this will exclude residents and employees in the area. They will be given special permission accordingly. We specially remind that people will be allowed to park their vehicles at DR Vijayawardhana Mawata, and Old McCallum Road will be allocated for the people who come to watch the Independence Day celebrations to park their vehicles.
Lanka Banku Mawata Desh.
Well, now the 226th edition of the Newsfirst Classroom Media and Leadership Training Workshop is currently taking place at the St. Saviour's College in Mathura. Around 300 ordinary level and advanced level students and those specializing in media participated in the workshop. Students were also keen on obtaining first-hand experience from members of the Newsfirst staff. Students from St. Saviour's College in Mathura were also given the opportunity to gain knowledge on the new technologies associated with media. And keeping you informed of the latest weather news, now the Department of Meteorology says that fair and dry weather with colder nights and mornings can be expected over most parts of the island today. Meanwhile, misty conditions can be expected at some places in the western, Sabaragamuwa, central and southern provinces during the morning. Meanwhile, the department further notes that ground frost can be expected at some places in the Norelia district in the early hours of the morning and during the next few days.